And welcome to the Wednesday class. It's great to be back, and please say hi on the chat. And what we're doing is we're working up to the Fire Element weekend, which is this weekend coming up. So those of you who are in the community can either check in and come in person on the Saturday, which will be great to see you in class, or you can watch the live stream from the Wellbeing Centre as part of your community membership. Okay, so hi Sarah, James, Kim and Anne, first to post. And it's great to be doing the Wednesday class. We're sharing it out, as you know now, so I'm here every 4 weeks. And the theme of today is the fire element, which is to do with consciousness, awareness, the emotional center of the body. I'm just going to put a slide up quickly to remind us. It's the season of the summer, so we've got that to look forward to. The emotion is joy or awareness, and the main association in Chinese medicine is the Shen, or the awareness, the emotional awareness. And it's basically it's the element that allows us to regulate our emotions. So it's obviously really important, especially at any times of stress, things like that. So what I thought we'd do is we'll do our normal scans of the burners. And what I'd like to do today is really go deeper into how we can regulate the emotional center by regulating all 3 burners. And part of that is, as we're all aware, is the breath. So what we're going to do is we'll do the 3 burner scan, but before we do that, we're going to check in on our breathing. And what I'll do is I'll get everyone to just take a deep breath in, and I'll do it myself. And then we'll just see where the lowest part of the breath feels like it's going to, and then we'll do the burner scans. So are you ready? So what I'd like you to do first of all is just relax for a second, close your eyes, okay? And then just take a normal deep breath in. Notice where the breath goes to, and then breathe out. Okay, so the question is, where's the lowest part of that breath? Where did that lowest part of the breath go? And I'm going to run the poll right now. So the poll is, when you breathe in, where does the lowest part of the breath go? So the upper lungs, the lungs itself, the upper abdomen, and the lower abdomen. Let's have a look. As we're coming up to nearly 3 years of the Wednesday class, hopefully we will have made a change on this. If you remember 2 or 3 years ago, most of us were breathing really high up in the body. And now look at how the stats are working out. We've got an awesome 80% are either feeling it in the upper abdomen or the lower abdomen. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to go deeper into that today, and we'll link that with the middle and the upper burners. So that's really great. Okay, so let's find out which is the burner of the week. I'm going to lead you through. I've got my chart ready here, and I'm just going to divide that into the 3 sections, and I'll lead you through. We'll do it together. Lead through the tuning into each of the burners. Okay, these are kind of like a metaphorical thing from Chinese medicine, a metaphorical image of how the main structures of the body work. And we know a lot more now than we did 20 years ago or 30 years ago about how this links with the nervous system and the functioning of the body. So let's take an inward journey and find out what's happening inside the internal landscape of our body. It might be a good idea just to close your eyes and really tune in to how you're feeling internally as we track through the inside of our energy landscape. Okay, so here we go. We're going to start off with the lower burner, that's below the navel and down to the pubic, the floor, the pelvic floor here, down through underneath the pubic bone, right into the whole sacral area there. And that encompasses this whole lower area here. So let's just close our eyes for a second. Tune into that lower burner. And ask yourself, what is that like? What is that like? Okay, now turn that into an image, and we're going to draw that into the lower burner area. Okay, got that. So that's our lower burner scan. Okay, very good. So now we're going to move up to the middle burner. That's above the navel, below the diaphragm. So it encompasses the liver and the stomach, and the lower part of the thoracic spine, which is this part here. So this whole area here is the middle burner. Okay, we're just going to see what that's like. Again, closing our eyes, taking an internal journey, feeling out what this middle part of our body is like. Okay, turn that into an image or some words, whatever's easiest for you, and we're going to write that in on the middle burner. Okay, and then finally we've got the upper burner, which is the lungs and the heart, and that's all where the fire element, the heart's related to the fire element, so this is the kind of themed area. We're going to link that with the other two though. So let's tune into the upper burner, that's above the diaphragm, round here and also into the back, and see what that's like. Okay, so I'm closing my eyes. Oh, I'm tuning in. Okay, there we go. Okay, again, once you get a feeling of what it's like, imagine that, turn that into an image and place that drawing in the upper burner. Okay, sometimes it can be a bit of a surprise sometimes when you take that internal journey into your body. Okay, just give you a sample of what I'm feeling like there today. Bit of a surprise. The upper burner was a bit of a surprise for me. But that's good because we've got something to work with now with the exercises. Okay, so now, fantastic. Let's find out what the burner of the week is. We'll just have a look and see which burner would you like to work on most today. So looking at your drawing, thinking about the experiences you had, scanning in, which burner would you like to work on most today? It's been so interesting over the last 3 years to see how this has moved and changed as a group. Okay, look at that. It's pretty even, and interesting enough, it's shifted round to lower burners actually winning, which has been unusual over the last 6 months to a year, where the upper burner, middle burner have been jostling for position. Could be because of the winter, because the lower burner is more associated with the winter, but it could be a breathing related adrenal thing. But anyway, the most important thing is that we make sure we get that lower burner strengthened. Okay, so just a quick word about how Chinese medicine recommends our burners should look like and feel like. Really, we want to have the lower burner feeling solid and kind of stable and very secure. The middle burner should be freed up and released. So we want this area released. And the upper burner should be like a mist. It should be open and kind of like really spacious and everything. So if I look at this, I can think, yeah, I need the Wednesday class. So let's start immediately and see what we can do in the next 50 minutes. Basti's on the chat, so if you need any help or anything happens you need some help with, Basti's going to help you out there. Okay, so looking at my drawing here and looking at the pole, it's obvious that we've got to get that lower burner really secure. Now, part of that is to do with low abdominal breathing. We know now that helps us regulate our nervous system, and it's that link between becoming aware and getting our energy here to stabilize this that really does interact very strongly with the heart. And that's because the adrenal system is related, the adrenal and nervous system are related to the breathing pattern, and that is directly related to how we experience this lower burner. That in turn affects the way that the heartbeat is regulated, And that in turn kind of controls how we're feeling emotionally. So there's a real link there. So let's spend a little bit of time really establishing a good connection with this lower burner through the breathing. Okay, so first of all, let's get really aware of this area by doing a few exercises just to be able to feel that area, and then we'll direct the breath in. Okay, so let's just first of all just shake our wrists out, shake our arms out. Okay, so before we start energizing this area, let's do a little bit of shaking to get any superficial tension in the body released, and that will help us get some energy into our hands. So standing, imagining this thread connecting us to the heavens, and we're just going to bounce a little bit on that thread, and we're just going to scan through our body. You probably noticed, do with the whole body scanning, with the 3 burner scan, any areas of tension in your body that you want to release. So let's just go through from the top of the head, okay, and we're going to relax the jaw, relaxing the throat, relaxing the shoulders, just doing a bit of shaking the shoulders, shaking and relaxing the elbows, wrists and the fingertips. So just letting go of any superficial tension there, shaking down through the upper part of the body, down into the abdominal area, relaxing the abdomen, shaking out the hips, then down into the knees, and then the feet. Okay, the reason we do this is we want to get rid of any superficial tension in the body to start with, so we can feel more internally. And also it helps if we release the shoulders to get some blood and energy into our hands. Okay, so now let's see if we can energize the lower burner and then switch into the breathing and get that even stronger. So here we go. We're placing our hands just below the navel, around this area here, okay, and we're going to energize the area using just small circles. But as we do that, we're also tuning into how we're feeling in terms of connection with the earth. So opening up the soles of the feet, relaxing the hips, the knees and the ankles, feeling that connection down into the earth, floating our head up, keeping everything nice and relaxed. And then let's just slowly circle here. And as we're doing that, we're becoming aware of the whole lower burner area, okay, right through into the back. So here we go. Very good. Keeping those hips really soft, opening up the knees and the ankles and the feet. Imagine you've got a little egg underneath your armpit. That helps release the shoulders. Very good. Okay, so now let's switch internally to feeling what's happening in the lower burner. So feel deep into this whole space here. And just see if you can get that feeling of relaxation and energizing through those really important points that we know below the navels. That's CV6, CV4. The gate of origin and the gate of Qi. Very good. Relaxing the hips. And imagine the warmth or the heat or the energy from your hands going deep into that area. Okay. Very good. Okay. So there's another point on the back, bladder 23, really important point right on the waist there. That we can also energize. If you've got too much stiffness in your shoulders to do this, then just carry on doing this one. But if you've got the flexibility to do this, you can energize the back like this. And again, we're tuning into that lower burner, feeling that area becoming relaxed and energized as we do this. Keeping those, keeping the hips nice and relaxed. Okay, excellent. So now you can feel this kind of area starting to wake up, getting a bit more energized and kind of relaxed. There's another very important connection we have with this area in terms of feeling kind of regulated and connected, and that's our grounding. So now look, if we track down internally the feeling of the lower burner down through the legs and into the floor, you might find that you're not feeling too connected and really connected downwards. There's a slight feeling of being like this, and we all know what point we need for that to sort that out. The most yin point, the most grounding point of the body is kidney 1. So let's work kidney 1 and then come back and find out how connected this area feels with the earth. And that, again, will help us regulate our nervous system. I've got my chair right here. You might want to sit on the floor, or if you've got a chair, it's quite useful to just sit on the chair. Okay, just see how my kidney 1 is today. So kidney 1 is 1/3 of the distance down the midline of the foot. It's right there, and the famous bubbling spring point that's used in Qi Gong to ground us into the earth and connect us downwards. That's a really important point, as we'll find out in a moment. It has a very strong calming influence, because what it does is it connects and calms the whole body. I'm going to open up that point, just tapping it around kidney 1 there. Okay, we're going to open this up. Get a good tap. So I'm pressing my fingers into the point there, opening up the foot, tapping it. There we go. Okay, excellent. Just a little bit more, I think we need it, especially if we've got 47% of us voting for the lower burner today. It's a bit of an important focus here to get that lower burner as strong as possible. And this point is really useful. Okay, there we go. If you want to add in another point, we've got kidney 3 just behind the ankle here. I'm just pressing that gently here and connecting that up. Perfect. Okay, excellent. So that's 1 foot done. Let's try the other one. Okay, so we have kidney 1 right here and kidney 3 behind the ankle. That's right there. Okay. Give it a good tap. Opening up like this. Okay. Very good. So now is a big moment to find out how much effect that point has had in feeling grounded. So let's have a feel of that. Standing. Okay, there we are. We have the famous kidney 1 effect. Can you feel that? Immediately you feel a connection down into the earth, but also you feel this kind of calm feeling throughout the whole body. And that's how powerful that point is. But now we're going to add in our energizing of the lower burner and see what happens. So let's just place our hands here on the lower burner and connect that feeling up with the feet. and extend our awareness down into the earth. The more you extend our awareness, the more we extend our awareness down into the earth, the calmer we're going to get and the more grounded we're feeling, okay? And that's setting ourselves up for the low dong breathing. So let's just see what happens. As we breathe in, we're going to imagine energy or light coming in with the breath. We're going to keep it nice and relaxed. Bring that energy down. Imagine it's coming down into here. Hold it for a few seconds. And then we breathe out. Imagine the air comes out. And we keep the energy here, right into the back and into the front of the body. Okay? So keeping that kidney one open now that we've got that lovely feeling of connection with the earth. Keeping the shoulders relaxed. And we're breathing in. Hold it. Feel it filling up this bowl here, right through here. Imagine it's filling up that area with energy or light. And then slowly breathing out, relaxing. Keep that awareness on kidney one. And there you have it, that calming feeling, groundedness. Okay, and what's happening is our nervous system is just being regulated in a really, really positive way. So let's do a couple more of those. Breathing in. Hold it, containing it, and breathing out. Okay, brilliant. One more. Breathing in. Hold it, and breathing out. Okay, fantastic. Now there's one other thing we can do, is we can just literally open up the channels between the feet and the lower burner, and we're going to use the kidney and the bladder channels for that. So we're just going to do a little bit of tapping just to see if we can get that base even stronger. So the kidney channel runs from behind the ankle right up the inside back of the legs. So we're just going to tap up here. It comes through here into the front of the pelvis here. And then what we can do is we can go round the back here into the sacrum and tap down the back of the legs. This is the bladder channel. All the way down. And then come round up kidney channel and round again. What that will do is just strengthen up the connection between the feet, kidney one, and the lower burner. Okay, so we'll go round. Okay, brilliant. And then brushing off. Okay, excellent. So let's just check in again with that. So we're holding ourselves by floating our head up, relaxing, feeling the sacrum hanging down, relaxing the shoulders. Okay, bring our hands back here. And there you have it. We've got that tingling feeling down the channels in the legs, opening up kidney one, stable feeling here, and a really nice deep connection down into the earth there. So that's the kind of feeling we want for the lower burner. Okay, brilliant. So now we're going to move up to the middle burner. This is where we have the liver and the stomach. And this is the area that often gets congested, particularly if we get emotional kind of stagnation and things like that. The liver's more to do with decision making, your path through life on a spiritual level, and the stomach in Chinese medicine is more to do with anxiety, worry, concern, and things like that. So there's a lot of emotional stuff that can go on in this middle burner. And basically what we want to do is we want this whole area to feel as relaxed and as open as we can. And there's plenty of techniques we've got for that, including some twisting techniques, some more doing, tapping techniques, and of course the breathing. So let's do it. Okay, so first of all, what we can do is we can just feel around the middle burner here. So I'll just give you a bit of a close-up here. We're feeling around this area here. And if you can feel any obstruction or tenderness anywhere around here, you know you need your middle burner looked at. Because what we want is this area to be as free and as open as we can get it. Okay? So let's start off by using the channels and do some doing for those channels. Now, if you're feeling very, very tired and kind of weak, or maybe so you're just feeling generally like more deficient, you'll take the tapping nice and easily. If you're feeling that like it's more blocks here, you can go a little bit more vigorous, and you'll feel the channels connecting with this middle burner and opening up. Okay, so let's start off with the stomach channel, which runs down the front of the body, and the spleen channel. They run down the front of the body. They connect up into the digestive system here, to the stomach. So let's see what we can do with that. We're going to start around the sides of the abdominal muscle, which is where the channel runs. I'm just going to tap here to start with, connecting with the middle burner. Okay, and then we're going to go down the front of the body, just on the front outside of the legs here. And you can use loose fists or the flats of the hands. It's up to you, depending on what feels right. We're going to go down. Now, as I'm doing that, I'm tuning into this middle burner here and seeing if I can find any places down this channel that help open up this area here. So let's see what we've got. Okay, so I'm tapping down just below the knee on the outside of the shin here. We've got the famous stomach 36 point, the 3-mile point, which is used for regulating the digestion. We're going to go down the outside of the shins, down onto the feet, and then up the inside front of the legs. This is the spleen channel. This goes up here, up into the middle burner again. Okay, just check in with that already. You'll start to feel like a tingling feeling down the legs. You might already start to feel some change here in the middle burner, particularly if you're a stomachy person. Okay, don't go down. Let's just do that 3 times, tapping down. Up, spleen, and down the stomach, just for the 3rd pass, tuning into that middle burner. And up we come. Okay, brushing off the front of the legs. Okay, excellent. So checking in. Oh, wow, that's a surprise. That's much more relaxed around here. So maybe I've got some congestion in the stomach channel. Just checking my middle burner picture. Possible, definitely. Okay, so now we have the liver area. The liver organ is, again, that's another one that does tend to obstruct, especially with long-term stress, frustration, things like that. It's a famous one for stagnating, and it usually responds really well to movement. So that's why we're going to do some twisting in a minute. It's also Doing is very good for that, for moving liver qi stagnation. Okay, so let's do some stuff with that. We're going to tap around the sides of the body here, because the liver and gallbladder channels are more on the side of the body. So we've got this whole area in the ribs here, just to give a bit of a close up, coming from the floating rib up to here, just in the front of the thorax there. Okay, and then we're going to go down, outside, of the legs. So we're going down, right down the outside where the trouser seam would be, down to just below here. You'll find a little bone here, just in front of that. We've got another famous point, gallbladder 34. That's used for moving liver qi stagnation anywhere in the body. So give that a good tap. We go down the outside and then go up the inside of the legs, all the way just on this big muscle, just behind this big muscle here, this big adductor muscle just behind there. That's the liver channel. We go up and we go back up to here again, the middle panel. Okay, and then we go down again. Gallbladder channel, don't forget to go right into here. If you get any sort of pains or strange feelings down the outside of the legs, it's usually related to the gallbladder channel. We're going to tap right into here, tap down, and outside of the legs, up the inside again. Very good. Outside, tapping, and the outside of the legs. Up the inside. Very good. And then brushing off. Okay, excellent. So that's our middle burner workout, everyone, using the acupuncture channels on the legs. And if we check into how we're feeling internally, I think you'll find that the middle burner feels like it's a little bit fizzy, moving about now. And there's definitely a feeling of more energy going up and down the legs there. Okay, so let's just tune into this middle burner again. Woohoo, look at that. Okay, much softer. And looking at my picture, I think probably that was just probably what I needed there. That's nice and open. Now, the big thing that's really important for us as well is because the diaphragm now feels more relaxed, it should be even easier for us to regulate our breathing. And again, that has that effect on the whole system through the nervous system. So let's just check in and find out. We're going to open up that kidney one again, remember, on the feet. Get that feeling of really connecting down into the earth. We're going to place our hands on the lower, just below the navel, okay? Now, tuning into the middle burner, you'll notice it's much more open now, and that means that breath is going to be more smooth, going to be smoother to come down into the lower dantian. So let's just do one lower abdominal breath, keeping it nice and relaxed. Okay, and here we go. So we're breathing in. And breathing out. Okay, did you notice that how smoothly the breath went down, straight down through this area here? And that's the benefit of keeping the middle burner as open as possible. Okay, so there we are. We have strengthened our lower burner. We shook out superficial tension, energized the lower burner, opened up kidney one. That gave us an amazing feeling of calmness and connection downwards into the earth. We moved on up to the middle burner and opened up this area here using the channels. Just one other exercise we can do, especially for those of you who want to move the liver chi a bit more, is we can do this twisting exercise, a really good one. Head supported up by the thread from the top of the head. Okay. And we twist around like this. Okay. Now you can also look, because the eyes are related to liver. In Chinese medicine, we're looking round like this, keeping that kidney one firmly planted onto the ground to give that feeling of connection with the earth. And again, breathing and relaxing. Now, if you want it more vigorous, you can twist a bit stronger and tap the sides of the body like this. This is a way of making it even stronger if you want some more release in your middle burner. Okay, excellent. Very good. Bit of shaking out. And now it's time to move on up to the upper burner, which is this area here. Encompasses the heart and the lungs. And what can happen, particularly if the heart center gets blocked through emotional stress over a long period of time, is you'll get this feeling of stiffness in the mid-thoracic, where it kind of jams up. And you can sometimes get stiffness around this area here with the channels. And if it's more of a lung thing, you're going to get higher up, sort of stagnation around here, and more stiffness around here, giving this kind of posture if it's more of a lungy thing. So that's regulating the upper burner is really useful. But don't forget that's built on what we've done already, this low abdominal breathing, releasing the middle burner, and then finally opening up the upper burner. Okay, excellent. So let's do some exercises now. This is particularly useful if you want to release or keep the mid-thoracic area as free as possible. We've got a couple of stretches here. This is a really useful one. It's related to the pericardium channel. Basically what it is we breathe in like this, and we breathe out, we come back like this, and we open up and stretch here. As we stretch, we're kind of squeezing in this area here and releasing it as we come forwards again. So we're basically doing this type of exercise, this type of movement, which helps open the mid-thoracic area. Okay, so let's not forget, keeping our kidney one connected, floating the head up, relaxing the sacrum. Breathing in, breathing out. Squeezing that area there. And releasing. Giving it a bit of a shake. Breathing in, breathing out. Opening up. And you'll feel the stretch right the way through into the chest here, right through into the mid-thoracic area in the back. And then breathing out, relaxing. Yeah, so we're breathing in, breathing out. Okay, and relaxing. Okay, excellent. Now, if you want another slightly deeper stretch into the heart area, we can bring our hands up like this. And what I'm doing is I'm bringing it behind me, pressing my fingertips behind me like this, opening up the armpits, and that's a heart meridian stretch. But we don't forget the kidney 1 connected to the earth. Keep that weighting in the sacrum, keep that connection down into the earth, breathing in. Opening up the armpits, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, and breathing out. Okay, now you'll feel that as you go back, you'll feel that a little bit deeper into the chest, and there's another connective tissue connection from the limbs into the upper burner. Okay, so let's see if we can do some doing now. We're going to do some doing, some tapping, and we'll do it particularly for this pericardium channel, which relates to the mid-thoracic and the front of the body, okay? So we're going to tap from here, down the inside of the arms, down to the middle finger here, and then back up through this channel here. Okay, let's just do that and see what happens. Again, feet shoulder width apart, nicely connected into the earth. Tapping here. As we go down the arm, we're just tuning into this whole upper burner here and just see what happens. Come back up the outside of the arm here onto the shoulder and then round. You want this area to be nice and soft and open, so if it's a bit obstructed or blocked, just give it a little bit more tap. Down into this middle finger here, so we're tapping down here, down to here, and then we're switching back up this way onto the shoulder, and then round again to there. Okay, and then back. Very good. Okay, we can do the other side. And this energizes the pericardium channel, which is connected to our emotional protection and general regulation of the fire element. Okay, very good. And we're brushing off, shaking out. Okay, now how about this as a little test? We go back to this stretch again. Okay, and you'll feel some tingling going on down into these fingers there. Okay, we're going to breathe in, breathe out. And just see what that stretch feels like now, particularly into the middle of the back. Nice and open, and you feel that connection now more down the arms. And that's opening up the pericardium channel, very important for regulating the heart and the heart protector channels, which has a direct impact on the functioning of the heart and the pericardium there. So it's that movement there, squeezing it open, that will help keep that whole mid-thoracic area free as possible. Okay, excellent. So now we go switch to the lungs, really important for any emotions such as grief and things like that, letting go. And the stretch for lungs is this. We bring our hands up, thumbs stretch up this way. We're breathing in, breathe out and stretching up and back. So if I give you a side view, I'm doing this kind of movement there. That's the lung channel. Again, it directly connects into the throat and the lung organ. Breathing out, breathing in, breathing in, breathing out, stretching, breathing in, breathing out, and stretching. And the lungs are obviously very important for the breathing. We're sending the breath down here. We want this to be free. We want the heart to be regulated and calm. And we want that breath to come in. And that's why we want to open up and work the lung channel. The lung channel starts here, just in the front of the shoulder here. And we aim down towards the thumb. Nice big breaths. Tapping down to the thumb. And then up the large intestine channel. That comes up this way. Down. So we're going down towards the thumb and back up. Okay. Same thing the other side. Tapping down here, down to the thumb, and then up this channel here, just to make a circuit. And round. Here we go. There we go. So this is this area here, opening this area here, particularly this area here related to the lungs. And that's because if you feel a lot of sadness or your breathing starts to go, what happens to everyone is that they tend to stoop down this way and close off this beginning of the lung channel. So you want that to be nice and open, part of the posture opening out this way. Okay, you feel that tingling down into the thumb. So let's just check this stretch once more. Feet connected to the earth, breathing in, and then breathing out. Now you feel that continuity of stretch all the way down into the lungs. That's a connective tissue connection. Nice opening feeling, and that will help with the breathing. Okay, cool. So now I think it'll be a good time to check in and see how our internal landscape is reorganizing itself with the exercises so far. So here we go. Standing. Opening up kidney 1, feeling that connection with the earth. Softening the knees and the hips. Let's get our hands and place them just below the navel. Bring our awareness into the lower burner. Okay, feeling out the lower burner front and back. And feel that connection down the legs and into the earth. Once we do that, we start feeling calmer. That's a yin tonifying kind of movement there from kidney 1. Let's feel the middle burner. Whoa, okay. That's pretty different for me anyway than it was 50 minutes ago. Okay, should be nice and open and relaxed. If you place your hand here, you can tune directly into the heart center. Feel right the way through into the mid-thoracic area. What we're looking for is a nice open feeling all the way through there. Okay, nice easy breaths, relaxing that whole area with the breath coming in nice and smoothly from the lungs. Okay, excellent. Okay, so we're floating our head up now, placing our hands on the lower burner, and now let's just check in with the lower abdominal breath and see what happens. Keeping the shoulders relaxed, keeping that awareness of kidney 1, feeling out the lower burner, relaxing the middle burner, and opening the upper burner. Okay, so I'll say that again. We're feeling the lower burner, relaxing the middle burner, and opening the upper burner. Very good. Okay, keeping that awareness somewhat down into kidney 1 and right down into the earth. We're going to take a deep breath in. We're going to bring that breath down into the lower abdominal area. Holding the energy down there for a few seconds, containing it. Just let the air come out. Feel that energy strengthening the lower boner. Okay, awesome. Okay, really good. That's a really good internal landscape workout there, regulating the 3 burners. And you can tweak it depending on what you drew in your diagram like I did. Okay, great. So now we've just got just over 10 minutes left, and it's time now to make sure that we clear our yang channels. Okay, so these are the yin channels. They nourish the internal organs of the body, that's to say the liver and the stomach, and the urinary system, and the hormonal system as well, and of course the heart and the lungs. So the channels tend to run up this way. But we often get a lot of stress that blocks up the yang channels, and they're the ones you can see. If I do this, okay, you can see the yang channels are all on the outside of the body. They're more related to the sympathetic nervous system, and that's the one we need to kind of calm down if we get too hyped up all the time. We need to clear those out. So we're not like this, we're more like this. So the yang channels releasing and the yin channels strengthening gives us that yin-yang balance in the body. Okay, so let's do it. And then we'll be fully balanced to face the week ahead of us. Okay, so I'm going to start off by working on the head. We go from the sense organs, such as the eyes, and we move down and out this way, and then we'll follow it down through the shoulders and down through the body. Okay, so here we go. We're just going to tap lightly on the forehead, and then over the top of the head, to the back of the neck, and then the sides of the head around. Again, it's more related to the gallbladder, just tapping the sides of the head round to the neck there. Okay, here's some important things. How about relaxing the eyes, placing the fingertips like this, just over the eyes. Nice easy breaths, gently pressing in and relaxing the eyes. Okay, and then we can just press around the actual orbit of the eyes. And then we get into some really useful points. We've got this point here directly below the eye here, underneath the cheekbones. So what I'm doing is I'm pressing around the cheekbones from this point here, large intestine 20, pressing around this way. And if you keep going round, you'll find that you will get to the jaw here. You'll find you get to the jaw, and this is a really important point here. If you open your jaw up, you'll find that it kind of sticks out and goes in again. And that's a really important point for the jaw. Keeping the jaw released. And then round the jaw this way. And then this is another good place to work, is around the gums here, around the actual gums, around here. So I'm pressing around this area here, feeling the tops of the gums. And the same with the lower jaw. There's some very important points and channels right there. Make sure we've got our whole face relaxed, and then we're just going to pull the ears around like this. Excellent. So they're the yang channels of the head. They basically move this way, down this way, and then we get to the neck. Really important area, because we've got the yang channels all going around here, and they all kind of go through the neck and down. So I'm going to turn around and just show you some really important points, really worth working. So we've got just the base of the cranium here. You'll find there's like a little indentation. You've got the top of the trapezius muscles here. And just to the outside of that, right at the base of the cranium, we've got bladder 10, which is a really good point for regulating all kinds of things in the head. It also opens up the back. So if we get it right, if we just gently press in there and float our head up you should be able to feel like a sensation or a connection all the way down the back and into the lower back. And that's really good. Again, a really good connection all the way down. So we can start there and then squeeze down the neck with the heels of the hand like this, you see? Squeezing down, just getting rid of any tension you've got or that we've got around that area there. You can even tap the area if you want to, get a bit more stimulation there. Or squeeze, whatever feels right to you. Okay. Just going to tap it over the top of the head here, this just so you can feel the connection going round down here. And then into here and down. And then we go out to this indentation here. This is gallbladder 20. It's an important point for the eyes. It's also very useful for neck stiffness. So I'm just going to press in here and then pressing gently in with the heels of the hand, working downwards. Okay. Bring it down to here. And we've got another channel, which is the small intestine channel, which runs down the back of the SCM muscle, and that goes down this way. So basically, it's this whole area moving down this way and around this C7, T1 area, which is this area here, the yang channel meeting point. And this is a really important place to release. So it's squeezing down here. Okay. And then we just tap around here and onto the shoulders. You can reach around, that's really good. So just tap around here, get that area moving down onto the shoulders. Right? Okay, so the yang channel's kind of moved down this way, including the small intestine channel, which moves down here and goes down into the arms, which brings us to point of the week. Okay, so we have got point of the week, and I believe that it is, in fact, a small intestine point, and here it is, small intestine 9 and 10, right on the back of the shoulder there. It's part of the fire element. It's a local point you can see there for the shoulder. Also helps the hands because nerves run through this area. Also helps expelling any cold that can get into the joint, and it's also used as a point for the ears because it connects up into the ears like that. Okay, so there's small intestine 9 just at the bottom. I'll show you where it is on my body in a minute, and then we can tap those points. I'll show you where they are. Small intestine 9 and 10 kind of work together, and they are right on the back of the shoulder here. So we've got 9 there, okay, and 10 is right underneath here, underneath this little bit of bone here. And if you move your arm this way, you'll find that it will open up. Can you see that? It's opening up, and I can press my finger, this finger here, this finger here, goes right into it. Okay, and we can tap there. What I usually do is tap that way. This part of this whole shoulder thing down into the arm. Okay, so we've got the head, we've got the neck, yang channels. We've got this area here, and we've got small intestine 9 and 10 down, backs of the arms, down into this little finger here. Goes all the way down to the little finger. Okay, and do the other side, tapping around the side of the shoulder here and down. Okay, now let's just check in and see what effect that's had. You notice that it's a very different feeling from all the stuff we did at the beginning, which is all this tonifying the internal landscape of the body by the connection with the earth. This is more clearing the external pathways and channels, more related to the sympathetic nervous system. So let's check in on our yin and yang balance here. We've got our yin connection through kidney 1, and we've got our yang connection here with the heavens going like this, shaking out, and just checking into the whole head, face, and neck area. And you see how that kind of feels, again, open and kind of moving and clear. And that's a really important part of the whole system of how it works holistically, balancing yin and yang. Okay, so done this, we've gone down the arms. So the only bit we've got left to do now is to connect the yang channels all the way down the back and down into the feet. And this is tricky unless you've got someone to help you. If you're on your own like I am, we just have to do the best we can by tapping down as low as we can from the top, like this. And again, it depends how flexible we are, how far we can go down. That's it. And then, if we bend forwards like this and go up this way, just stretching it out a bit, and then down. See, I'm getting up almost to where I left off there. We go down, the back, down the backs of the legs, down to the feet and ankles, and then off. Okay, so let's try that again. I'm just going to tap here as low as we can, and then as high as we can. Down, back to the legs, and then down to the feet. Okay, very good. Let's do a final shake out of the yang channels before we put it all together. So, stroking, wiping off down the arms and the legs, down the back, and shaking that out. Okay, superb. Okay, so now let's just check in and see how we've done today in terms of regulating our whole balance in the body. So, opening up kidney 1, bringing our attention down into kidney 1. That's our connection with the yin, with the calming internal aspects. We've got the lower burner, middle burner, okay, and the upper burner. Okay, very good. And also just notice now that how released we feel in the back and through the head and the neck. And that opening up this way is clearing the yang channels. We've just got a minute left to just put it all together with this breathing exercise. This is a great way of finishing off and integrating everything. Feet shoulder width apart. We're going to do this action here, okay? We're going to do it as a way of balancing out the yin and yang, the body, so connecting through the earth, feeling this thread connecting us upwards. We're breathing in into the lower abdomen as we sink down, okay, connecting with kidney 1. Then we connect with the head top and we float up. Open up kidney 1, floating down, connecting with the earth, the solidity of the earth, and then floating up. Okay, connecting with kidney 1 again, thinking down as far as we can, feeling the substance and heaviness in the body as we breathe in, and then switching to lightness and floating up from the top of the head as we go up. Very good. Okay, keeping that kidney 1 open. Down we go. And then breathing out. Okay, and let's just spend a moment just enjoying that feeling. And just using that as a reference, so if we get stressed or whatever during the week, we can switch back into that sensation, feeling grounded, clearing the yang channels, and getting that lovely balance and regulation between the 3 burners. Ending up with the fire element, the theme of this weekend coming up. Just feeling that internally. And there we have it. Thank you very much. Okay, so if you're a community member, don't forget to tune in on Saturday morning. Diana's going to be taking the whole morning, and she'll be doing a lot of fire element exercises in the first hour. So even if you just want to tune in for the first hour of the class between 10 and 11 on Saturday, you'll get a lot of input from Diana. You can just kind of check out what we're up to. And if you are a community member who have been coming into the classes, please do book in, and we'd love to see you. It's so much fun having you in the class. Okay, and thank you, Basti, for sorting out the chat. Really enjoyed the class, and I'll see you in 4 weeks. Look forward to that. And yeah, there we go. Here we go. I'll put a heart in the chat for everyone, and then I better get my room ready because I've got a client coming in 15 minutes. There we go. Okay, thank you very much, everyone, and I'll see you in a few weeks. And there we are. Did you hear that? That's my client coming in. So I'll just say goodbye for now. Okay, bye. Thank you, Basti, for looking after the chat. There we go.